Um, hello,
Surprise! Hi, everybody.
hello, folks. Welcome to our examination of Guinness Nitro India Pale Ale, and I'm down here in the South with Louisiana Beer Reviews. We may have more Southerners joining us. Jonathan Walker wanted to join. There's some issue with him not being able to. Jean-Pierre might. He said there was another problem. There goes a mosquito truck. We have from the West. Out west, we have Tanya.
Hi.
Hello.
And she has her own beer review channel. And up northeast in New England, we have Massachusetts Beer Reviews with Thomas Meadow.
Good evening.
And over in Ohio, which became a state in 1803, we have The Mustache, Ethan's Beer Reviews. And we have in Indiana, Tippecanoe and Zone 1, 2, John sharing with Zone 1 Beer Reviews. And we're looking at a beer that was introduced in 2015. And I want to ask, who has not had this before?
I have not.
Okay, so you've never tried it. Well, that's interesting. And everybody else has tried it.
Tried it in the six-pack, yep.
Yep. Okay, I bought it in a six-pack at the local grocery store, and it was $9.29. I turned around a few days later, and Walmart has it for $8.50.
I think mine was $10.49.
That is extremely high.
Wow, I didn't even, I have to look up the price because I grabbed it and ran on my, because it was on my way home. But now I'm curious.
Right. It's only just after 4:30 where you live, so you had a lot of times you don't join us because you have an issue with work and things, right?
Exactly, but I had a parent-teacher conference at 3 o'clock, so I was already in the area. So, yay for me.
Excellent. So I got it for $9.29, but I could have bought it, like I said, for about $8.50 a six-pack. John, how much was it for you?
I can't remember because I bought it just as soon as it came out, but if I'm not mistaken, it was like $8.49 a six-pack.
It's not bad. And Ethan's Beer Reviews.
Yeah, I got it for about $9.50
Yeah.
for and it was only one place I could get it. So.
Now this,
wow, guys! It was $12. $12.31 after tax.
Holy! Well,
let me just triple check that math because I'm bad at math, but I can't. I mean, that's impressive.
That's depressing.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not saying it's not worth that.
Yeah, $12.
No, I don't think it's worth that. But and I don't even know if Guinness would say it's worth that. But they did a lot of they put out a series of videos and they did a lot of really extensive research and development on this beer. They didn't just sling it together like some people might allege. And John and I were listening to the video before we came on the air, and we were getting a rundown of the ingredients, and they said they used Irish barley malt and roasted barley, and the hops are 5. They had 9 hops they looked at, 9 different hop varieties, but they picked 5, and it was Admiral, Challenger, Cascade, Topaz, and Celia. And I don't know anything about Celia hops.
Yeah, never heard of it.
And then at the very end, they take 3 of those 5 and they dry hop it with those 3. It is a British-style IPA. Now, Ireland, it's brewed in Ireland. It's not one of these things that's contract brewed in America. It comes straight from Dublin. When I say British-style because Ireland and England used to be one country until 1922. So back in the days of the original India Pale Ale, it was like Ireland was part of the United Kingdom, so it was all one country, So it's the same kind of like style. And if you're looking for a hop bomb,
you're not getting it here.
This is not.
Especially with the Nitro.
No. And this is not what IPA was. In 1815 or 1875, really, until about 1995, frankly, India Pale Ales were mildly hoppy pale ales. It really wasn't until the advent of things like Pliny the Elder and the West Coast super hop, and that's a different style, really. It's not even
This is not Henny Copper. No.
You're looking at your East Coast, West Coast IPAs. You know, your back in the day. You know, I mean, like you said, Jay, that it was mildly hot. But as the years progressed, you know, you're looking at your 100 plus IBU beers.
And I don't want people to take this wrong. We are not saying that beers like Hop Stupid and all of that is bad and we don't like it. We like that style. At least I do.
Yeah, I like that style, but I mean, you got to look at what the traditional style is compared to your East Coast, West Coast styles.
Yeah, and don't you think that's a big reason a lot of people rip on Shipyard IPA because it's British style?
Yes, and the same as your Guinness here we're looking at this evening. I mean, it's not your.
It's just not what people were expecting. So I think that they forget that there are different types of IPA.
Yeah.
Or not even forget, they just don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and John and I, before we went on the air and when you joined us, we were talking about how in the craft beer world, in the beer drinking community, there's a anti-Guinness faction. And you know that. They hate Guinness. I mean, they hate it because, A, it's a big company. You know, and right there, it causes a lot of animosity towards them because it's a big company. And you know that, John, and
Right.
maybe all of y'all know that there's a faction that just hates Guinness.
They won't drink Guinness because it's a big company, but they'll go down the road and get a Big Mac at McDonald's.
Yeah.
Word.
Come on now.
Well, that could be said the same as, you know,
Well,
Sam Adams or Sierra Nevada or...
Right, but now to be fair, to an extent, to be fair,
Yes.
if they go get a Big Mac, they're saying, yeah, but I'm expecting a Big Mac.
Very true.
They're saying, now Guinness is, and they're saying, yeah, well, that's what Guinness is a Big Mac, so it's a garbage beer. So, although I don't, you know, but anyway, I don't want to get into politics, but there is that faction. I don't care what Guinness does. They hate it.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Let's do this bad boy.
let's examine this beer, huh?
Guinness pint glass.
Crack time.
Oh, with the Guinness. Oh, crack it.
Where's my mic? I don't know where my mic is, but here we go.
And they say 45-degree angle tilt.
Yep.
Okay.
Let it build. See, I'm doing it because the company says do it. And I always get people jumping on my beer reviews saying you're supposed to tilt the beer, and I say, yeah, but the company, the beer brand I'm drinking, they're saying pour it in straight.
I don't think we mentioned this yet, but it's a can. But of all things for a can, it's 11.2 ounces.
Yeah.
Ain't that a sick thing?
I've never seen the European rip-off
Yeah.
bottle size in a can.
Man, it's 11.2 ounces. That's taller than an average 12-ounce can, too, which is
Yes.
another interesting thing.
It's the same as their Guinness in a glass bottle. It's 11.2, isn't it?
You're right, Tanya.
I believe so.
Yes, that's in fact that's
So all these breweries and stuff are making these oddball sized cans. It's off the wall.
I would prefer if this was a 16.9 ounce can, but you can't always get.
Awesome.
Now there it is, building that famous Nitro head.
Gotta plug the beer company.
Now, Eric, did I see you opened one time and didn't have a Nitro in it or something?
I opened. Okay, so this is my 4th time drinking this beer. The first 2 times I drank the beer, it had black sediment all around the bottom of the glass, like the can itself was dirty. The 3rd time I drank it, I didn't find any of that black sediment. This 4th time I'm drinking it, I'm finding one little itty-bitty speck of this black sediment. I'm finding it. You could not see it on the video screen, unfortunately, but there's one little tiny speck on the bottom for mine.
I just think your can was dirty or something. You know, I'm
I
going
have
to
a really dirty can of this this 6-pack. I mean to say, must just be dirty in general.
yeah, because I bought cans that are so filthy, and I had to rinse them and wash them really with soap, even on the top. All right, so look at that. That is a creamy head, and Tanya says she likes the Nitro, and I love the Nitro too because that creaminess.
I noticed when I use this flashlight that I'm using right now, it isn't the most unfiltered beer. It does have a little bit of, it is a little sediment rich, but not too much.
I think the one thing I like about Guinness and their the head that it produces is it's a very precise, very, just a very precise looking head is what I.
Yes, you're right. It looks like nougat in a Three Musketeers bar.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's like that.
When I
Good
make
analogy.
Harry Potter butterbeer, that's exactly what it looks like.
Now, Tanya, and everyone else, really, frankly, have y'all had Boddington's Pub Ale?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is similar to that. Although this probably has more of an aroma and flavor than Boddington's, but I am a Boddington's fan, and they had some people trying to track Stuart Pickard and I down. They really wanted to track us down and hurt us because we drank Boddington's.
Oh, wham, grow up.
They told us
I drink the crap out of Boddington's.
They told us we were the scum of the earth for drinking dead beer. And Stuart said it doesn't taste dead to me. I like it. But anyway, now...
It's dead to me. That's right.
Okay, now we're going to go person to person, and we're going to... I want you to tell me about the appearance and the aroma. So we're going to go to Tanya first because we don't get to see you too much. And then we're going to go to Ethan because we never get to see him. Woohoo! Except with the guys when he drops Elvis.
Aroma.
Oh, thank you very much.
Nice earthy hoppiness. Lots of grain. Smells really good. It's pretty crystal clear, like a nice amber color to it. Beautiful, creamy head. It's great.
Okay, that's good. That's a good description. And Ethan?
Well, with the description of the beer, I think it's very nice, semi-bready, toasted-looking beer. And when I put the nose on it, you get almost like a creaminess and a little bit of that toasted malt, like that almost matches the color of the beer. So, and like I said before, the head is just a beautiful-looking, pillowy white, very precise, sharp-edged head, and it's like one of those beers you can just hold up to the light and appreciate it. So.
How about the aroma again?
Mostly the aroma. I'm just getting a little bit of like a creamy lactose kind of aroma, and I'm getting a little bit of a toasty malt kind of smell, like a toasted bread or something like that.
Lactose. Okay, now let me give you mine. Well, I'm seeing the same thing, but I'm getting a little powdery sediment. I think the lighting in here is not.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely seeing the grit. It looks like
the particulates. Yeah.
Yeah, like a billion tiny dots of particulate matter. The aroma is. Hey, this aroma has even some fruitiness, like maybe like dates or apricot or pears even. I don't know. I can't place it because there's obviously no fruit in it anyway. But it's making me think of some kind of fruit and some breadiness. I always say that. Somebody told me, when you say breadiness, your palate is bad. I said, he told me that today. I said, that could be true. He said I needed to chew on some ginger or something.
It's got similar ingredients, for God's sakes.
Yeah,
I feel like fruitiness can be a byproduct of fermentation, and so you might be getting that from yeast. I almost get a sour smell, almost like. Yep. And some bread and some bread crust and that's coming from barley. Well, barley, it's a grain.
You use it in bread.
Make barley bread. There is, and I think the fruitiness could be coming from that hop oil, that resiny kind of thing. Can y'all hear me all right?
Yep.
Okay, I was making sure that we didn't have any glitches because I know a few other people were doing hangouts and they were major glitches. So I think it smells good and like it makes you want to drink it. Okay, now up north to John and Eric.
Well, I mean, I get some grainy malts on it, a lot of floral hops. I mean, almost maybe just a little bit of, just because I sit at the bottom of it, I'm like Eric, I got some black sediment at the bottom of mine. Maybe it's like a black tea or something.
That is weird that you say that too. I'm not the only crazy person out there drinking this beer.
I was sitting here looking at mine through the light, and I thought, man, I've got some black sediment there. maybe it's like some kind of black tea or something, because you almost get like a black tea aroma and taste off of it.
I can tell you, one time that I swallowed, the first time I tried this beer, I swallowed that black sediment. It did not taste like it should have been in there.
Well, it does have some tea-like qualities. Now, Eric, okay, so what are you and John and Eric getting on the aroma? And then we're going to start tasting, because that's the best part of this.
All right, what I'm getting here, I'm getting really, it just reminds me of a traditional kind of an English bitter, almost like that, oh, what the heck were we drinking? It smells kind of like that Honkers ale to me a lot. It has that toffee sweetness to it. It's got a brown bread sort of an aroma. It does have a slight like spiciness from the hops, and I am getting some kind of a darker fruited kind of quality. But again, like Jay was saying, it's not really discernible what kind of fruits they are. And overall, it just has a nice, clean smell. Yeah.
I kind of agree with you a little bit on that. I mean, in a way, you kind of get that Honkers ale smell, but maybe a lighter version of it.
Yeah, exactly.
You definitely kind of get a little bit of that. I almost get like, it almost smells like some citra hop there a little bit, maybe.
Mm.
But it doesn't say they got them in there.
No, I don't know what Celia hops are. I know what. So Admiral. Okay, now Tanya, you tell us what you think about the flavor, because you.
Oh yeah.
Cheers, drink it. Let's go.
Yes, we know it has a widget in it.
Tastes pretty good.
Definitely earthy. Really super smooth though. And juicy. That's pretty pleasant, actually. I'm liking that a lot. It has this weird quality, and I drank another beer recently that had a very similar flavor, and I couldn't figure out what it was. So I'm interested in hearing what other people say. It's almost like grass, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's my thought.
Yeah. Ethan.
I think on the first initial taste I had, it was nice, light and creamy, but at the same time you got that little bit of that toasted malt in the very beginning, and then as it washes over your palate, you get that hop factor of the like a lemongrass to me type of earthy, spicy, maybe not spiciness, but a little bit of earthiness on the back end. But yeah, I could taste a little bit of the earthy hops, but I could definitely taste that Cascade, or that Cascadian type hop in this beer. But yeah, it's fairly good. So.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you what I think about it. Then we're going to go back up north. I don't know what people are talking about when they're saying this thing doesn't have hops and it's not hoppy. I think they're crazy. This beer is very hop forward. It comes at you like, and then it goes to the sides of your tongue. It comes at you straight, and it goes over. It cascades over the side of your tongue. It is hop. It has 44 IBUs, and I believe it. It tastes exactly like 44. It's bitter.
That's what I look for in beers. I think the ones that I end up liking a lot kind of have that roller coaster of flavor. So you get the deep, complex, toasty maltiness going on, and then you get that like burst of hops, and then it all intermingles as the aftertaste on your palate. And I feel like beers that don't have that are not nearly as enjoyable.
No, and this is hoppy. It's like you said, grassy. It's like someone said tea.
Herbal, very herbal.
A little fruitiness. Like Eric said, toffee. And this beer is making me think of so many other beers. Yes, Boddington's. And I'm not saying exactly like. I'm not saying mimic. It's making me think of Boddington's. It's making me think of the Smithwick's Pale Ale that came out last year that almost nobody could get. It's making me think of Fuller's London Pride, which is a fantastic beer. It's making me think of Samuel Smith's India Ale.
Yeah.
A little bit of Kilkenny. because of the Nitro Amber Ale or whatever it is, so or the Irish Red.
Unfortunately, I've never gotten to try Kilkenny.
Yeah.
But it's making me think of all of those, and and it's making me think of Abbott Ale from Green King, Abbott Ale, and it's even going into the realm of your old Speckled Hen.
Yeah.
And
That's what I thought.
Not as light, but yeah, I see what you're saying.
all of those characters. So this is definitely in that British area, and I think it's great. And it is. I think it is really a complex beer, and we could spend a lot longer breaking it down. So this is not something that you just saying, it tastes like blah, blah, blah. It's a lot of different things coming at you. And I can tell that they took a long time with it. And no, I do not own stock in Diageo, nor do I or my family work for Diageo. And to my knowledge, I've never even been sent any beers from the company. I just think it's really good. Okay, John and Eric, what do y'all think about the flavor?
Well, I think the flavor's tremendous. I mean, you get that big old malty taste, you get the hop taste, a whole lot going on with this beer. It's retained some nice lacing, got a decent head still going on it. I mean, this is what you would if somebody said what would you think about it as a traditional IPA beer, I'm going to say this right here. I mean, this is what an IPA should taste like, in my opinion. The IBUs are right. The IBUs taste right. The hops are there. The malts are there. I mean, it's just an all-around complex. It's an awesome beer. I don't know why people don't like it, are dogging it up, but to me, this is just over the top what an IPA should be. 44%, 44 IBU. I mean, it's just tremendous.
Eric?
Awesome stuff there, John. I am getting the first thing that I notice is I'm noticing that it has a very nice light. It's a little watery, but it's got a perfect amount of drinkability. It's borderline dangerous on drinkability. The first thing that I really am noticing is that caramel sort of a sweetness, almost like you get in an English pale ale or in an English bitter style beer. And again, because of the hops that they're using, I am detecting the floral notes and those citrus notes. But to me personally, to my palate, I think those are they're kind of light notes. They're light enough where the IBUs and the bitterness to the beer are not. It's not a one-dimensional beer where I say that at 44 IBUs, the hoppiness is taking over and it's overriding the malt flavor. That's exactly what's not going on. There is a good, discernible caramel, malty, pale malt kind of a flavor in there that balances with the hops pretty nicely. I think if anything, it maybe is a little bit more on the malty side, but I think it works well together. It's pretty smooth. It's got those toasted caramel notes and just the right amount of bitterness to let you know it still is an IPA, but IPAs don't always have to be imperial in style and take your head off in the bitterness department.
They don't have to be 100 IBU or better.
No.
I believe you hit right on the head. I believe the maltiness and the hops coordinate well together. I mean, because you're not getting the hops, you're not getting the malts, you're getting it all together at one.
Yeah, exactly. And I really love imperial IPAs. Don't get me wrong on that, but those kind of styles of beer get annoying when all you can taste is the hops. You don't taste any other ingredient the beer was made of. That gets annoying.
So you're saying this beer is kind of round?
I would definitely say that. Yes.
And of course we know what the mouthfeel is. It's very smooth and velvety because of the nitro. And don't you think it would be interesting? And y'all agree with me on that?
Yeah, and I think it kind of ends on the dry side.
And I'd like to try this on a non-nitro version. I'd like to just try Guinness IPA and see what it tastes like.
They might come out with it, They're probably open-minded, and if you send them an email, they might jump on that.
Well, I thought about sending them an email and seeing if they would do an example of that. So
here's what I'd like to see. I would like to see beers like Hop Stupid or Sierra Nevada Torpedo put under the nitro treatment. Wouldn't that be
Yeah.
cool?
I feel like a beer that I only kind of like, if they have it on nitrous, I enjoy. Because it just mellows it out and makes it just creamy and lovely.
Yeah.
Now I have a whole list of beers I want to drink on nitrous.
I just think it would be cool to try some of those ultra hoppy IPAs on nitro, but I mean, I don't know. There's how many nitro canned beers do they have? They have
Boddington, Viz.
they had Wexford. Oh yeah, I bet you most of y'all haven't tried the Wexford, huh?
Yeah.
Good.
What's their
Murphy's.
their Oscar Blues just did the Old Chub Nitro.
Oscar Blue just come out with one that was nice.
That was so
Oscar
good.
Blues has a nitrous beer?
Yeah, Old Chub Nitro.
Yeah.
It's in a tall can, pint can.
Oh my god.
That
It's
sounds like my kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's another one from England that they didn't sell around here very long. It was called Tetley's Cream Flow.
Yes.
Boy, that Tetley's Cream Flow, I could drink that beer, well, all the time, like endlessly, all day long. But anyway,
Young's Double Chocolate Stout.
he's tough. Oh, yeah, the nitro version of Young's Double Chocolate.
My
That is,
favorite beer.
oh, talk about good.
I bet that's fantastic.
Yeah, the Young's Double Chocolate Stout is good, but then if you give it the nitro treatment and drink it out of that can, oh, it's a whole new level.
Well, there's some bars, at least around my area, that do nitro versions on tap. They just don't do it. They just don't, have cans. But I'm just gonna, if it's okay, I was just gonna contradict some of the things. Is that I'm fine with Sierra Nevada nitroing their torpedo. It's just the fact that I just hope that, because I've had it on tap before, nitroed before, and it was okay. It just wasn't as flavorful as it once was. But if they do decide, say hypothetically, if they do decide to nitro torpedo or whatever other Death by Coconut from Oscar Blues,
Yeah.
that they would compensate the ingredients, because nitro, obviously muddles some of the flavors. So obviously Guinness has compensated for the flavor profile. So I'm all for nitroing canned beers, but as far as, say, for tap beers go on, I'm not in support of that for some beers. So I just wanted to make that point.
And I agree with Ethan.
Yeah.
You can express whatever opinions you want to on this these hangouts. You don't have to feel like we're gonna.
I agree with
It was more or less I was agreeing to disagree to disagree to agreeing. So I was like back and
I
forth.
agree
So.
a lot with what he said. I mean, I think you take a lot of these beers, you put them on nitro, you're taking away from what the beer was before.
Yeah, but it didn't affect this one, did it?
Yeah.
Like you said, you'd like to have the beer without the nitrogen, to like a bottle version, just to try it. And like what Tanya says, different opinions. That's what we're here for. Well, that's what we thought. But that's what it's supposed to be. It's like you're hanging out, you're drinking beer, you're talking about it. It's not like you have to have hang-ups, right, about all of this.
Right.
Last question. Would you buy this again? Now, for $12, I wouldn't have bought it the first time. But that let's just presume that the price was reasonable, like $8.50 to $9.50. Would you buy it again? Would you buy it again?
Regular price, yeah. And as a matter of fact, even at $12, although I hope, and there was only one other in that store, and it's on the Bevmo link that I put up. It's sold out. They can't keep it on the shelves. I would want to. I probably will buy it again in order to share it with a couple of my friends, because I'm going to drink this 6-pack.
So,
I'm not going to save it.
I'd like to see you do your own video review on your own channel. Actually, also, you think
I might.
Think that could happen?
That can totally happen. That can totally happen in 10 minutes.
I tend to watch your videos. Well, I would certainly buy it again, of course, and I know I will. So, Ethan, would you buy it again?
I would never buy this again. This was a horrible beer. No, I'm just kidding. No, this
Man, listen.
I would. When I first had this, it was like a week ago. The first thing I thought of was this would be an excellent, not true to the style, but an excellent Guinness or an excellent IPA for somebody who says I don't like IPAs. well, have you had this one? This is one I would introduce to them. But yeah, I would buy it again.
Okay. When this beer first came out, I saw the photos for it. I said, "Oh, shnizzle, this is going to be controversial." Okay, Tanya.
The mustache.
Yes, Ethan's beer reviews, but yeah, or Ethan this line too.
You said it's not to style, and those for me sometimes can be fighting words. So right here, I have on my phone the 2015. Oh, I'm gonna bring it out. The 2015 BJCP style guidelines for an English IPA.
Da, 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 da.
So I just want to say it like nails it all the way down. I've been following it as we go and listening to everybody's comment. I mean, so it's within alcohol and IBU range. It says that we're expecting high hops with some floral spiciness, a little bit of grassy aroma, some caramel toastiness going on, that it should be a deep amber color, good persistent off-white head, that it should have medium to high hop flavor with hop assertiveness.
I hear what you're saying. I'm just saying true to the style as in it's nitroed. I'm just talking about just a plain Jane IPA. That's what I meant. I didn't.
Well, but there's not a plain Jane IPA. There's English IPA, there's American IPA, there's rye IPA, there's double IPA. So
Yummy. Oh, yummy.
Yeah, it's too.
I figure if we picked a category, and I looked and I didn't see a lot of other reviews on it, so perhaps I didn't pick the right one, but based on our discussion earlier, I picked English IPA, and it nails it.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
If we compare it to something else, it's not going to stand up. It's definitely not an American IPA, and I think that's part of its quality.
No, it's English.
It's not an American IPA. It's an English IPA.
Yeah. So
I wasn't disagreeing with that.
Okay.
I'm just saying it's a nitroed beer.
So,
So,
right. So you're saying
that's all.
you're factoring in the nitro part of it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because I don't want people to drink an English IPA and then expect it to be nitro. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. So it was a.
Yeah, I wasn't disagreeing with the fact that it was an English style IPA. I'm just, if I were to give it to somebody, I would say this is a different variant of a certain style. I have to agree with you there. So there's no real.
Okay, so Tanya was stunting on you because she didn't understand the part about bringing in the nitro. Okay, so that's cool. So
Yeah, so
this is
I
a
apologize
conversation.
for my rant.
This is a conversation. This
She's ready to come to line and kick some ass.
isn't a debate. This is a conversation between amongst civilized people.
right now,
And he hit it right on the head. This is not an IPA. This is a variant of an IPA, I think.
right.
Yeah, really probably a specialty IPA.
That's a good description, a specialty IPA. Now, John and Eric, will y'all buy it again?
Eric, you gotta go first, buddy.
I probably won't, just because I'm like everybody else. To a certain extent, I'm like everybody else, where I see the word IPA and I'm thinking something a little bit bolder and grander and richer. Although, if I'm at the beer store specifically looking for IPA, I would pass by this one. If it's not for the price alone, it's for if I'm looking for a bigger and a little bit grander, hoppy, whatever sort of flavor, I probably would pass this one by. But if I'm looking for an extremely flavorful beer and want to have an extremely easy time drinking it, then yes, this would be one of those kind of beers I would consider picking up. So I am 50-50 depending on my mood.
So, would you buy it again? He says he doesn't know, basically, is what he's saying.
Depends on the day and the mood.
Which is a no.
He's torn. John, Sharon, would you buy the beer again?
And I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to give it 100% yes. Because I'm like you, Jay. We've been around this a long time. We've had a lot of beers.
Yes, I've had.
To introduce somebody into what a traditional IPA tastes like, I would bring them this beer right here and say, this is not an East Coast, it's not a West Coast, it's not a Midwest IPA. This is a traditional English-style IPA. If you want to taste what it tastes like, here's a 44 IBU beer, not 100, 125, 200 IBU beer. This is what an IPA should taste like.
Right, but you would want to let them know it had nitro, so you could give them maybe a comparison, give them like the Samuel Smith's India Ale.
Something like that. But yeah, I would definitely tell them it's a nitroed IPA, and they should take it for what it is. I mean, this is the traditional nitro IPA from Guinness.
Yeah, and this should not scare people off.
No, it should not scare people off. No.
If you gave them Ballantine IPA, it might scare them off because that's a pretty intense beer. Really.
I would buy that beer over this beer.
Yeah, that beer is like 7% alcohol, and it's very, very, very extremely hoppy. It's a strong beer, you know.
Everything going on from the country of IPAs in America.
But you got to take in consideration what this is and where it's made and the nitro in it. This is what an IPA should be.
In the context of the traditional IPA.
That's exactly right.
I would not say it's what an IPA should be. It's what a traditional British style IPA.
Yeah, America's crazy where we always want to have the next biggest and boldest beer. So somebody tries Heady Topper from out in Vermont. They try that beer and they go, that's extremely hoppy. I'm wondering what the next extremely hoppy beer is. I need to keep going to the extremes. They can't be happy with what is out now.
Then eventually it becomes a rat race and it becomes very dull.
And it's becoming dull, in my opinion.
Yeah, you get used to hoppiness. It's like hot sauce. You get used to hot sauce and hoppiness, so it's like, okay, it's hot. Good. It says, need permission to see your file drive. Eric, what is it? Okay, oh, I'm sorry. I'm reading that out loud. Sorry, folks. Never disregard that. Okay, now, disregard that previous statement. So I think our idea on this beer tonight has been generally positive. We do allow people to disagree with us. We're not totalitarian. We're just looking at beers and talking about them. That's about as deep as it goes. And because we like to research beer brands, we're into it. It's like it's a hobby. Okay, now, so I think it was. Now I'll say this. In my opinion, I think this was a very interesting examination.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
That's what I say.
All right, now Ethan, we're glad you joined us. Do you think it would be possible you could join us in the future?
Yeah, sure. I know you guys doing Miller Lite next week.
We got Old Stock Ale next week.
No, Eric, I made some changes.
Uh-oh!
What?
Regard my statement.
Wait. Now wait a minute. I made these changes to help y'all out because every time we do these exotic beers, half the people can't get them. Like tonight. And this is not even exotic. This is mass-produced, and half the people couldn't get it. Old Stock is coming up, but I want to give people more time to get it. And it's not like if it ages, it's going to mess the beer up, right?
I got 13.
Up for 10 years, you know. So we moved Old Stock over to December 9th. Next week, we have a beer that's sure to make many enemies. That's not our intention, but it's a guarantee that it will. Okay, well, I'm going to say it. Miller Lite, so...
Uh-oh. I actually just ran out of Miller Lite yesterday.
That hasn't been done yet?
No.
I'm surprised.
I actually got a review on my own channel on that. So.
The light beer category has not been really one we've explored, really.
Oh, sure. Okay.
And if somebody tells me they can't get Miller Lite, just tell me the truth. You don't want to come on here anymore. I mean,
go to the United States of America.
Yeah, where I live in Antarctica.
I know. Gosh.
I can get Miller Lite. You don't want to be part of it. Just tell me you don't want to be part of it. I won't be angry.
Hey, Jay, I had one before we come on, buddy. I'm ready to go.
John, and I want to tell the audience, John never drinks more than 12 to 15 Miller Lights a day. Never. Unless he visits New Orleans.
Big ass beers.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you why I picked Miller Lite.
This is good.
Everybody can get it. Secondly, it's the first mass-produced light beer in the world.
Oh, it was not.
Oh, what is then?
I will tell you next week.
I said mass-produced.
Okay, I agree with that. Mass-produced.
I didn't say obscurely available.
Yeah.
All right, I know where John's going with that. Okay, the first mass-produced light beer in the world, and I think the BJCP might use Miller Lite as one of their prototypes of what a light beer is supposed to be like. I'm not sure if they use that, but I have a feeling that's one of the ones they're going to use.
Light.
It's like they use Miller High Life as their kind of prototype for macro lager, you know.
So American Light Lager.
Yeah.
That's the category.
Yep.
They call
Miller
Budweiser.
Light is on there. It's the commercial examples are Bud Light, Coors Light, Keystone Light, Michelob Light, Miller Light, Old Milwaukee Light.
Yeah, and that sounds like a whole bunch that we plan to examine, in fact.
It's for diet-conscious drinkers.
Diet con.
And a lot of people could stand to lose weight in this world.
That's why I drank it.
That's why I drink it. Okay, well, thank you, folks, for watching this examination. And next week, join us for something for Miller Lite. It's everything you want in a beer and less.
See you guys later.
All right.
Bye. Thank you.